Welcome to the Bourbon Retriever, and today we're going to find out, can a whiskey noob blind whiskey better than a whiskey expert? My friend, he is a little shy, so we're going to have to do a little convincing to get him up here, but hey, come on, bud. Come over here. Okay, we're going to have to go and grab him here. Come on, bud. Yeah, let's go. Oh, God. Can you see him? Oh, come on. Yeah. Are you up here? Oh, God. No, don't leave. Don't leave. We're good. Come on. Oh, God. Maybe we can do this. Oh, God. Okay. Are you up? Are you in the photo? I don't know if you're in the photo. I know this is scary. Oh, hey, so this is our whiskey noob, Watson, the namesake of the show. This is actually a rematch. We did a whiskey blind, maybe it was like 2 years or a year ago at this point. Definitely go check out that video. But we're gonna do a run back and we're gonna see, can my guest appearance here, can he beat me at blinding whiskey? All right, we'll see in editing if that actually ended up working. Now, I know what you're thinking. Animals, dogs, they can't drink whiskey. It's not good for them. It's also not good for humans, but especially not good for animals. So he actually is not going to be drinking the whiskey. However, he is going to play in this game is I put 2 bowls out with treats in them, and then whatever one he ran to first is his pick. Very similar to how, like with March Madness is coming up, you might put 2 different teams on different bowls, and whatever one the dog goes to is his predicted winner. Now, I made this extremely complicated, almost too complicated last time. Today, we're just going to be guessing the proof of the whiskey, especially since I don't know what's in this blind. So I don't know if we're going to have different stats on different types of the bottles. So we're just going to keep it simple and do the proof. For me, myself, I need to be within 5 proof points to get a point on the whiskey. Watson, I'm going to do over or under, I think 109.5 is what I'm going to land on. Just because a lot of whiskey out there is hotter and less than that. Like there aren't as much whiskey at 80 proof. I feel like typically it's like right around 100, maybe a little over that, or it's like substantially above that. But I have to give a shout out to Blind Barrels for sending this monthly kit here for me to try and tell you guys my experience. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I'll give you my review on this product, but just want to give them a thank you for sending it to me so we can do this type of content. So the first thing you notice when you get this is just how well made it is. I love this matte finish with this gold, or maybe look like gold logo on the front. It's like reflective. I think it's a really cool setup here. And then a little bit fell out there. It comes with a welcome note. Here it tells you a little bit about that monthly setup they're sending you, and then it also has on the back a bunch of tasting notes and the QR code here that you can scan to figure out what they are. But on the inside, they nail the packaging again. Like this is just nice, crisp logo, very like heavy duty little setup here. And then you got your 4 samples inside the kit here. They are, let's see here, I think it is, yeah, this is like 2-ounce pours here. So that's also a nice little plus there. So you don't need to worry about the results in this blind. This is their 12th package if you're part of the program. I think this was released December of 2024. It's their 4 wishes set, so this has already been out, so don't worry if you are waiting on your next one. This isn't the latest release. I am excited to try this specific one because they mentioned in their material that these companies are ones they've wanted to work with from the beginning.
Oh no!
Blind Barrels, they work with craft distilleries to help get their product out to the masses because distribution is a nightmare for these small companies. But let's go ahead and jump into A here and see how this one is. Yeah, that one is on the lighter side here. I'll give you my thoughts on these whiskeys. For the game, I'm just going to be doing proof here within 5 proof points, but I might use this little chart here and see if I can give you guys any notes on it. Okay, on first glance there, I think it's some type of malt. Definitely like a finished malt whiskey. I'm getting a lot of fruit notes in there that I typically get on like a finished whiskey. Yeah, very buttery. Like this is almost quintessential butter whiskey. And this really does not drink hot at all. Like there is absolutely no proof burn on the back of it, which makes me think it has to be on the lower side. But gosh, this is so hard guessing within 5 proof points. My initial guess is 105, somewhere in that range. But part of me wants to go a little higher than that. I'm gonna go 110. I think that is a safe hedge on this bottle because I don't think it's 100. It might be 100 actually. Gosh, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna put myself in for one. How do I go lower? 108 maybe? No, I'll stick at 110. We'll do 110 on that bottle. Okay, right off the bat, you can already see this is much darker, but let's give it a little smell and taste to it and see how it is. Oh, wow. Instantly in love with this pour. This is much better than Glass One, just because it's more in my wheelhouse. That is darker, richer oak notes, rich caramel, slight vanilla, very traditional bourbon notes. I might need to buy whatever this bottle is. So that's the other good thing about blind barrels is after you drink through the pours, if you find something you love, you can actually go to their website and buy a full bottle of it, which is a really cool thing because a lot of these bottles you cannot get in your market. Okay, a lot more of that craftiness is coming in on the palate of this. I might have to take a step back. I don't think I'm actually gonna buy this bottle because there's a lot more of that craftiness on the palate that I didn't get on the aroma. The aroma smells much more legacy-esque, but that palate is very crafty. So yeah, where one was much lighter, this is definitely much heavier pour. What am I gonna go on the proof point of this? I think this one is hotter. I think B is hotter than A. I think I'm gonna go like 118 maybe on 2, because I definitely am getting a lot more spice on that one, which makes me think it's hotter. I could be way off my scale here because I have not done one of these blind guesses in a long time. I might go back and like guess them. Well, actually, that's not fair. I'm gonna leave them as is because as I'm doing this, you're gonna see Watson's guess in the right corner here. I'm gonna keep a running tab of see who is kind of in first place. Okay, let's go on to Glass C. Cheers. Okay, right off the bat, this one is not as crafty as the first two. This one reminds me much more closer to the Legacy distilling, but very light caramel, a little bit of vanilla. This is definitely a lighter drink, maybe like a really good spring drink, but a little bit of that oak in the background. But let's go ahead and jump into the sip. Wow, that one's really good. Not offensive at all. Good amount of oak on this one. Like it's not over oaked, like a heavy, like aged oak. But it definitely has much more of like a natural oak than the others. Right off all these so far, I think C is a buy. Like I might buy this bottle after another sample because this is a really, really good pour. And a nice sweet oak on the back end, balancing out with the light sweetness that you get on it. Like a lot of light whiskeys, like when I think of like E.H. Taylor's, Buffalo Trace, like those type of good summer drinks, they don't have the oak on the back end like this one does. There's a ton of oak on the back of this. Yeah, that is really good. Wow. That is a clear winner on the front right there. Well, let's go ahead and jump into the last one here. Oh, I gotta guess the proof on it, sorry. The proof on this. This drink's super low to me. Like I'm thinking under 100. But I don't know if that's just the drinking experience or if that is the proof on it. I'm gonna go 100 on this one. Man, I don't know though, because that is such a good pour. I'm gonna go 100 to be safe because there really isn't much whiskey that low. So I'm just gonna go 100 on it, but we'll see. Okay, finishing off here with another dark pour. Let's see if it can beat C, which is the front runner right now. Man, blind barrels might have outdone themselves. This is another good pour. Different than C though. C was much more lighter. This is much more back on the darker, thicker smell. Okay, I don't know if my taste buds are just gone already in this blind. That also tasted rather not proofy at all, very low proof. That's a tough one. I'm gonna go 105 maybe. I don't know, it's pretty thick for that type of proof. Maybe 110. I'm gonna go 110. I think it's hotter than that, maybe like 115. Should I do 115? No, I'll leave it at 110. But let's go ahead and get into the reveal and see who won, me or Watson, and reveal these bottles to you guys. So first, we're gonna do sample A here. And this is, what is this? This is Angulista whiskey out of Texas. It is a triple distilled single malt whiskey coming in at 100 proof. I wrote 110, so I immediately lost that. That is more than a 105 or 5 proof out of it. I would have needed to guess 105, not 110 to get that. So that is an instant out for me. Watson went under, so he gets that. So he is already on a lead on this bottle. But more detail on this one, it is a 4-year age statement. It is apple crisp, almond joy, coconut milk. Man, they got a lot of notes here. I could not pick up this many notes. Freshly grated nutmeg with whipped cream. It is like a very light, sweet whiskey. Maybe if I read through a lot of these notes, I might get some of this. Baked apple slices. Maybe not baked. I would say an apple slice though, on that like lighter, fruitier side. Papaya is definitely, that is right. That is definitely more of a tropical fruit papaya. I definitely agree with that. Licorice. Okay, that is it. This is a licorice drink. If you like licorice, this would definitely be up your alley. I'm not the biggest licorice fan, so that's not for me, but if you love licorice, this is definitely one to get. And the price on this bottle is $59.99. I did not get Texas on this. Typically, Texas whiskey is a much more hayier. Like I would have guessed B was Texas based on that funk that I was getting. I definitely was right on the malt front, but I would not have guessed Texas on it. Okay, moving on to B. B is Dark Arts. Wow, okay. It is a straight bourbon whiskey finished in Julep Fleur French Oak Staves. This is coming in at $82.99. It is 108 proof, which again, I was off by 10 proof points, not 5. So that is another X for me. Man, this is not looking good. Watson went under, so he gets that also. So he is up a 2-0 lead. I'm gonna have to get the final 2 to even break even with this guy. But this bottle is 7.5 years old. Mash bill is 60% corn, 36 rye, 4% malted barley. They're saying this is Christmas in a glass, nutmeg, dulce leche. I can get that at Christmas. Definitely much more thicker with that nutmeg on there. Viscous, yep, very viscous, sweet jam. But I'm surprised how much hay I'm still getting on this. It's gotta be that toasted Juleps Fleur French Oak Staves. I can't pronounce things for the life of me. If you watch my channel, you know that about me. But yeah, it has to be that French oak staves that are giving that profile to it, which is just, that's a weird thing for me. This is sad because I like a lot of Dark Arts stuff. Like Dark Arts puts out amazing stuff, but this bottle I would have to be a pass on, just because it doesn't have the texture that I like typically in a whiskey. But I understand why they had it on their wish list, because that is an up-and-coming brand you guys should definitely follow and keep tracks of, because they are putting out great stuff. Okay, the fourth bottle, D. This is Still Austin, coming from Texas. So we had 2 Texas distilleries on this list, but of anyone who makes good Texas whiskey, it is Still Austin. I'm not the biggest fan of Texas whiskey, that funk, but Still Austin does it the best of all this Texas whiskey distillers. I'm not surprised that it came in second place for me today. Yeah, wow, that is a really good pour. Man, so what's really cool about the Still Austin is that it is a pick. They actually did a pick of this barrel. Looks like they did a 2-barrel blend to make this barrel. It's an age statement of 4 years and 9 months. That is overall in whiskey young, but for Texas, that is almost where you want to be. When you get much older than that in Texas, it just gets this fiery passion to it that you do not want to drink. So most Texas whiskey that's good is kind of on the younger side, just because it gets so hot in Texas. But that's really cool that Blind Barrels does some barrel picks in these lineups, because barrel picks are where you can find the real values in whiskey. Bash products, they're made for mass production, but you can find some of those honey barrels in barrel picks. So I am interested to see the type of barrel picks they do going forward. Yeah, that is an absolutely great pour. Okay, sample C is coming from Tactonic Distillery. Wow, okay, this is coming out of New York. I would have never guessed that. This is a 6-year-old straight rye whiskey, 95 rye, 5% malted barley. Now the price on this one is coming in at $69.99. So when I was editing this video, I realized I had made a mistake. I had mixed up here C and D, which you have kind of already figured out through the editing process I've done earlier in this video. But I was able to edit, so the taste notes were lined up right, but it did mess up the calculations with regarding guessing near proof. So the first two are still correct. Watson nailed both of those. I got them wrong. So I'm down 2-0 going into 3 and 4. So the proper proof on D here, the Still Austin, was 121.6 proof. I had guessed 100, drastically off. Watson guessed under, so he was also wrong on it. So going to this one, last one, Watson is 2-1. I am 0-3. And then on the last one, which is the Tactonic whiskey, that one I guessed 110. It was 115. Thank the Lord, I got one right. So I, at the end of the day, was 1-3. Watson also guessed under on this bottle, as he did on every guess. I guess there actually wasn't that much randomness to it. I made him each time run back, but you know, I guess he always just kept running that one ball over and over again. But on this one, it was not under, it was over. So Watson at the end of the day goes 2-2. I go 1-3. Watson still wins under either count, the wrong one or the right one. But this time it was just a little bit closer, so I have just a little bit of more dignity left. So my final thoughts on the blind barrel experience here. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. The price point on this is, it varies based on what price structure you get. If you do the, I think one-offs, it's $69 plus 15 shipping. If you do the quarterly, it drops the price a little bit. I wrote it down just to make sure I don't mess it up, but that is $59.99 plus 15 shipping, which gets you to $75 total. And then if you do the year one, that is $50, $49.99 plus the shipping drops a little bit to $12.50, which gets you down to like $62.50. So is this worth that type of experience? This is how I would break it down for people. So if you are someone who has just got into whiskey, this is not for you. Like, you should be focusing on going to your liquor store, buying your shelf products just to get your palate started. Buy the makers, buy Elijah Craig, all the Heaven Hill, Buffalo Trace. Like, try and get those base products to just develop your palate at a very economical price point. But once you get past that stage and you've kind of tasted everything at your liquor store and you're looking for something new, this is exactly where you go, because you are able to taste things that you can't get in your state. Like, all of these are not distributed in Virginia, I don't think. Maybe Still Austin, but not really Still Austin picks are in my area. The other three are not in Virginia at all. So then you gotta think about it more from like, what would you pay for a bar pour stuff? Like, when you go to the bar, if you're buying non-shelf stuff, you're gonna be paying $15, $20 for a pour, at least here in DC. So when you look at it that way, you're getting 4 2-ounce pours. You're coming in at like what you'd be paying to get these at a bar. And that's basically what you're doing when you go to a bar. You're getting a pour of something new that you haven't had before to see if you like it, see if you want to buy a bottle of it. And that is so amazing about this, is you get to try them, and then if you really enjoy it, you can go and buy it and get it shipped to you, which is really cool because you cannot get these bottles outside that within your normal liquor store system. So to me, this is very similar to that bar experience. You get a small pour of it, see if it's something you like. But what's really cool about this is if you actually do like it, you can go buy a bottle. You can go to their website, buy a bottle, and get it shipped to your door, which is not something you can do in the bar experience, because maybe your local area just doesn't carry that type of bottle. Another way to maybe make this a little more economical, and also, be honest, like just more fun, is split this with a friend. Each of you can get an ounce. You can go through, talk to each other, the notes you're getting, what you're guessing on the whiskey, because when you're drinking it by yourself, like, you kind of do the notes, guess it, but it's just not as fun. But if you can go through this with a friend, you can banter with each other, make fun of each other when you're wrong, and that just adds to the good fun of it. So if you can split this between a friend, that drops the price down dramatically there too. And if this is something that you're interested in, there's a link in the description below that'll take you to the website. This is not affiliated with me at all, but I looked on their website as I was doing research for this video, and they have a discount code called Lucky10. I'll put that also in the description, and that you can use it. It might not be available when you're watching this. I'm not affiliated with this promo code, so I don't know how long it's lasting, but at the time of this video, Lucky 10 will get you 10% off. That's my review of blind barrels. If you're enjoying this content, before you head out, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future content, and also check out this video before you head out. And until next time, cheers.